afternoon. Changamka we. Fanya hivyo. Waja. Ndio tuendelee. And I want you to sing patriotically. If there is a one.
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu. Kenya tunayoipenda.
In 2015, the Embassy of Sweden through Diakonia Kenya Country Office and in partnership with 12 Kenyan organizations launched the Democracy and Human Rights Program. Governance in Kenya continues to face numerous challenges. These include corruption and impunity in many levels of government and society at large. This manifests through poor management of public finances and ineffective service delivery. The promulgation of Kenya's new constitution in 2010 came after a long struggle that began in the 1990s amid numerous failures. In 2005, a government-backed draft constitution failed, setting the stage for the 2007-2008 post-election violence. Factions for and against the 2005 draft were on opposing sides during the 2007 elections. The Democracy and Human Rights Program works to promote a democratic culture in Kenya and improve governance as well as advocacy for an enabling environment for civil society.
There wasn't by a never-ending crisis of political leadership in this country. Our elites do not seem to have a consensus on what it is in the national interest and how to build our nation and state under the 2010 Constitution. And as we approach the elections, the drums of possible violence are being heard by all of us. And if you haven't heard them, then you don't know anything about this country.
The quest for police reforms has seen the program make strides. Transparency International got the approval of the Inspector General of Police to engage in activities touching on the police. These include establishing toll-free lines to be used in reporting corruption, review police training curriculum to include anti-corruption measures, and bottom-up budgeting for police stations. One of the Haki na Uongozi Bora result areas is to improve capacity of prisons, probation and aftercare departments to provide correctional services. Legal Resources Foundation trained 53 individuals in Kericho and Baringo to improve capacity of prison officers in rehabilitating offenders. International Center for Policy and Conflict has been working around the relationship between the police and minority groups. The emphasis on women, youth, people living with disabilities, Muslims, and sexual minorities. ICPC has been involved in Nairobi and Mombasa counties' budgets analysis. Additionally, ICPC enabled identification of projects where social audit will be conducted. Legal Resources Foundation, FIDA Kenya, and Katiba Institute work around actualizing judicial reforms. LRF established a paralegal desk in Nairobi's Makadara Law Courts. In Kericho and Baringo Law Courts, discussions with the respective chief magistrates are underway to set up paralegal desks within the courts. FIDA has been working to improve access to justice, which remains a crucial aspect of judiciary reforms. Katiba Institute secured collaboration with government and the Bingham Center from the United Kingdom for the development of Article 47 manual. The primary objective of this project was to assist public servants to understand their obligations. Additionally, Katiba Institute sustained advocacy around the Freedom of Information Bill through the second reading in Parliament. The bill is now law. The Interreligious Council of Kenya trained Isiolo religious leaders on social budgeting and social intelligence reporting. The social budgeting framework they were introduced to seeks to involve all key stakeholders at the national, sectoral, and county levels in order to institute dialogue on social sector priority setting. This is geared towards improving and influencing resource allocation. The organization is identifying bottlenecks that infringe on rights of women and children to access social services and ensure accountability for positive impact.
Inter-Religious Council of Kenya, they have tried to impart the right values that we can use to implement and assist our children to become good citizens. There are so many things that we have been not aware of about the budgeting in the county. Now we have known that we have to participate as citizens of that county to know how the money, our money, that's our money because we are the ones who are giving out the revenue, how we can be participating in implementing the projects in our own county.
Kenya Human Rights Commission is spearheading work around issues that pose significant challenges and complexities for a peaceful, free, and fair general election. Kenya Human Rights Commission is also reaching out to various stakeholders with a view to ventilate on these thorny issues in a conference.
The organizations that constitute the initiative Kura Yangu Sauti Yangu that we are launching today have had a long and deep reflection on what this means, and we've done significant amounts of reaching out to stakeholders, a lot of them represented here today, some that have not been able to come here. But the idea for us is Kenya is bigger than all of us, and although we've got deep-seated differences, a time comes, such as now, for us to rise above those differences and discuss together what needs to be done for this country to keep it politically stable, even though we have an election.
The Civil Society Reference Group, through the Poverty Eradication Network, aims for an improved, enabling environment for civil society. Towards achieving better working relations between civil society, government, and the public, the Civil Society Reference Group held the Kajiado NGOs Week in November. Social media advocacy, campaigns on public participation, and the tracking of the processes towards public participation took place. This was mainly done by Inuka Kenya Nisisi in their interventions in Nakuru and Garissa counties through the Maskani Hubs and Sauti Yetu initiative.